Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning on in to our Valley News Now desk on this Thursday morning. We're one day closer to the weekend. Excuse me, you can see we got a little bit of a gloomy day on our hands out there. We do have a first alert weather day coming up quick. It is coming up tomorrow. I got the details on the basics of what you need to know. Again, thanks so much for joining us here on our Valley News Now desk. My name is Alex Larson. So like I was just telling you, we got a first alert weather day coming tomorrow. I'm going to pull up my screen for you here. We're going to head on over to the Valley News Live website, give you a better idea of what we're looking at for today as well as tomorrow. So I'm here on the Valley News Live homepage. We're going to hop on over to the weather tab. And you can see right now in Fargo, we're sitting at 59. Showers pretty much all day. Looks like those are starting at around 9 a.m. We're going to hop up to only about 71 degrees. But it looks like those showers kind of dissipate by about 3 p.m. We're still going to stay pretty cloudy, though. We're going to head on over to our 11-day planner. First, we're actually going to look at the weather headlines. So Friday afternoon, it'll be a sunny afternoon. Those storms, though, are going to develop late afternoon into evening. We're going to head on over to our 11-day planner again. Excuse me. 83 degrees for that first alert weather day tomorrow. But again, those showers are going to hit at night. So make sure that you are weather aware and prepared. Everything you need to know. Looks like throughout the next 11 days, I guess, we're going to stay pretty consistent with those 80s and some chances for storms. 4th of July coming. We do have a chance. Lots to be aware of as we continue to take on the month of June and into July. Now remember, our First Alert Storm Team works very hard to keep you in the know with everything you need to know regarding our current conditions as well as what we're looking at in the future, especially for the First Alert Weather Day coming tomorrow. The VNN Weather app is a great tool to have. Our team will keep you updated with everything you need to know as we continue to take on severe weather season. Moving on to our news portion of this segment here. New for you this morning, a Fargo restaurant owner is pleading guilty to a federal charge of harboring illegal immigrants. So, Ming Sung Shuang admitted to harboring 2 illegal immigrants for the purpose of commercial advantage and private financial gain by employing them at the Giant Panda restaurant. So, she was initially charged with harboring 5 people. That was eventually dropped to 2. Court records say the 2 are natives of Mexico and Guatemala. They are not U.S. citizens. So the plea agreement says the prosecution and defense will jointly recommend a sentencing of 2 years probation as well as a $15,000 fine tagged on to that. No sentencing date for her has been set quite yet, though. And we're going to continue our coverage of this deadly storms that ripped through Enderlin. We're going to hear from Governor Kelly Armstrong, right here.
4 people lost their lives. Outside of everything else you see, that's still the most important thing. But the fact that there wasn't more.
So again, powerful words from North Dakota Governor Kelly Armstrong. So he surveyed the damage yesterday, the storm damage in 3 North Dakota towns. Valley News Team's Ethan Kramer was there and spoke with the governor about and learned what's next for these communities that were hit the hardest by these deadly storms. Let's take a listen.
On Wednesday, Governor Kelly Armstrong surveyed the storm damage in 3 North Dakota towns.
As massively dangerous as Friday night and early Saturday morning was, the fact that we only lost 4 people is really, really amazing.
During Armstrong's stop in Page, the mayor of Page spoke about the future of his town.
Hopefully working with the governor here, we can get a little more funding or get some funding and try to get back on our feet, I guess, would be the best way. We took a pretty good hit. We're all here.
During the governor's visit, he touted local first responders and community members for helping one another following the devastating storms.
I mean, we talk about our volunteer firefighters, we talk about Cass County sheriffs, we talk about everybody responding, but I mean, 37,000 people were without power Saturday morning. We're down to under 300.
The governor says the state plans on making a request for federal assistance.
From the federal side, we'll continue to evaluate the damage. We'll make a request. We'll see what happens with it.
Armstrong added his team and him are going to continue to help in whatever ways they can going forward and try and make this process as, quote, easily usable as possible. In Page, Ethan Kramer, Valley News Live.
So the governor also visited Enderlin and Hunter yesterday. If you want to check out our previous coverage on that, you can head on over to valleynewslive.com. However, we do have a plea for help from Hunter and Page today. I'm going to pull these up for you quick, show you who needs help here. So volunteers are needed in Hunter and Page for storm cleanup. We got a few contacts here. You can contact Brad Bateman in Hunter, Sean Richardson also in Hunter, or Kyle Erickson in Page. So the volunteers, you are asked to get in touch with one or those people in case they need you to bring equipment or resources, whatever's needed. Good news though, City of Erie says help is no longer needed there. But we do have these available for you over on our website as well if you're not able to screenshot it here or anything like that. So these are available again over on our website or of course our VNL News app. And Cat's Cradle is asking for help too as they begin to take in pets affected by the storms in Enderlin. Shelter says they're taking all the cats that were at Red Barn in Sheldon. They're also taking cats from victims of the fatal storm. Many of those cats are traumatized. Shelter says it would be best to place them in loving homes until they can be reunited with their owners. Cat's Cradle will provide the food, litter, blankets, and medication. Medication. And we got some news out of Boston. One person is dead after a house fire yesterday. So the details here, the call came into a home along 1st Street East near the bus garage. Upon arrival, officials say the house was fully up in flames. Fire crews were able to put out the fire and located a deceased individual inside that home. Other people were hurt, but they did manage to escape. I don't really have an update there on how hurt they are exactly, the extent of those injuries there, but we'll continue to update you as we learn more. And meanwhile, the Bemidji Fire Department says a home is a total loss after a house caught fire Tuesday night. I got a little preview of it there for you. Details here, officials say it happened around 8:40 p.m. in the 1200 block of Delton Avenue Northwest. When crews got there, they found a 2-story home that was on fire and one person was still inside. I'm going to bring this up full for you. So crews used a hose to start putting the fire out and made entry through the front door. They found a man on the 1st floor and removed him from the building. 29 firefighters were on scene for close to 3 hours. The home has been deemed a total loss, but no injuries were reported. And Vector Control here in Cass County, says it's going to get worse before it's going to get better. That's the message from Vector Control. Officials are expecting an uptick in mosquitoes following a recent rain. They say rural areas like Kindred and Lakes Country, they're going to be hit pretty hard. We're going to hear from a Vector Control expert here.
We definitely are always monitoring. We always have the anticipation that there is West Nile virus active in the community and that folks, even if it's dry out and you're not swatting constantly, anticipation should be that they need to protect themselves and their families in case there is.
So right now they're focused on killing larval mosquitoes. If things do dry out next week, they're going to switch to control mode with truck spraying. And rangers across the U.S. at America's national parks are gearing up for tourism season. So that does include Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Despite a temporary federal hiring freeze in the spring, the park's acting superintendent, Rachel Daniels, says staffing numbers are similar to last year's. Interior Secretary and former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum declared earlier this year that parks would remain open and accessible, making sure there's proper staffing available to do so.
I'm less concerned about, specific numbers versus, operationally how things are going on the ground. And I can tell you that, the National Park Service is focused on ensuring that every visitor can explore and connect with the incredible and iconic spaces of our national parks, and that is no exception here.
So organizations like the National Parks Conservation Association fear cuts to the NPS budget and the big beautiful bill could reduce the department's effectiveness. Budget bill is still being discussed in the Senate, though. And I got some pretty exciting news of what's going on in Fargo today. Just a couple events that are happening today that you may want to head on out and get involved in. So first of which is going to be a time capsule. So Fargo 70 Retro Rewind 1975 time capsule opening. I'm going to share my screen with you here just so we can get a better idea of what's happening, when it's happening, okay? Here I am on the City of Fargo's page. We're looking at the Fargo 70s again, Retro Rewind. It is happening today from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Civic Center Plaza, 207 4th Street North. So what's happening? As you can guess from the title here, 1975 time capsule opening, that is just what they're doing. That capsule, though, that is going to open at 5 o'clock. So you're going to want to make sure to get there before 6 p.m. I mean, it wraps up at 6 p.m., so hopefully you're there. Anyways, they're going to have trivia time capsule, fashion and disco grooves event. You can wear your nice threads, head on out there. They're also going to have the Brady Bunch movie and craft event, which will be pretty fun, too. I guess that one's happening Saturday, June 18th at 10 a.m. Anyways, lots of exciting stuff going on. Well, it looks like these two, I mean, excuse me, the trivia has already happened. Anyways, they're going to be opening that today. So they're going to have 70s tunes, kids activities, food vendors. It all starts at 4, followed by the time capsule opening at 5. You're going to want to grab your chair, blanket, whatever you got, as we look at what Fargo was like in 1975. So that'll be a pretty exciting event. I'm excited to see what's in the time capsule there. I'm sure we'll be following that for you if you're not able to make it out, let you know what we find. And also Folkways Night Bazaar, that one's happening tonight in downtown Fargo as well. So after you're done with the time capsule opening, maybe you want to head even further in the past and go to the Night Bazaar Renaissance theme tonight. So lots of exciting stuff there. That one's going on from 5 to 10. Folkways always does such a good job putting on a great event for the community to come out and experience. They'll have food vendors there as well. Lots of people in costumes, so make sure you're wearing your costume. And if you can't make it out to this one in Broadway Square, this is just the first of the season. So Folkways will be putting on more throughout this summer that maybe you're able to head out and enjoy then. Well, that's about all I got for you on this Thursday morning. Hopefully you're able to make it out to one or two of those exciting events happening today. I'm excited to see what's going on there. Remember, you can catch this streaming every weekday around that 7:30 time frame on Facebook, YouTube, as well as on our live stream over on our website and your VNL News app. Also, remember, we got that first alert weather day tomorrow. Make sure you're weather aware and download that VNL weather app so you know the very latest on what you need to know to keep you and your family safe as we take on that severe weather. For now, though, I am signing off for today. I will see you right back here tomorrow around that 7:30 time frame. My name is Alex Larson.